Hello, how are you? Amanda, SEINT artist. This is going to be a fun one. I'm going to do my eyes, and I'm going to be using the new shade Waltz. This is a requested color combination, and I'm actually really excited about it because I like warming things up, and I think Lullaby with Waltz is going to be so good. So I have Mama, Lullaby, two of my favorites, as you can see, and the new shade of the month, Waltz. I'm going to start with prepping my lids. I like doing these as tutorials more than I like them as shorts because I'm able to kind of explain the whys and how I use things. I started using the SEINT eyeshadow primer because a lot of people, I'm here as a creature of, if you have an issue, I want to find a solution. I'm a fixer. I'm a fixer at heart. So anytime somebody calls me a friend, a family member, and maybe they just want to vent, I have a hard time not wanting to fix it. So I'm a fixer. So if you come to me and you're like, hey, I'm creasing, I'm having issues, I want to find something that works. And in the summer, I have oily skin, and I've noticed that there's sometimes some creasing with even my eyeshadow. So I went on this search for a good primer. I've used Too Faced, I've used MAC, and then my friend told me to try SEINT Shadow Sense. I use the color Candlelit. There is a link for it in the description, and I have found that applying it with a brush is key. I've spread it out with my fingers, and I notice that it still somewhat creases, but when I spread it with a brush, and then I go in with a color like Mama, I can set it. Powders blend better on top of powders, and I'm doing this as a full matte look, no shimmer, and so I'm just gonna bring this from lash to brow. And again, powders blend better on powders, and pressing that primer out with a brush and then adding that base of Mama or Cupcake or Pup. I really like Paris. There's so many great bases. Some people, Chai works really well. Valencia, there's a lot of great base colors, which I love. My hair is a lot when it's curly, sorry. But when I do these two things, pressing out the primer with a brush, I'm using a BK Beauty Brush 203. There's a link in the description for that also. I'm working on a tutorial of things that work with SEINT that make sense, because there are some products that are non-SEINT that just make SEINT even better. Anyways, pressing it out with a brush and then setting it with a powder. I don't crease all day, all night, into the night. So I could do my makeup in the morning, I could go into the night and I've had my eyeshadow outlast my makeup. All right, the next brush I'm gonna go into, this is the smudge brush. I've always been a big fan of this brush. I'm gonna use this wide end. I'm gonna go into Lullaby and use this as my transition color. Always tap off. And we're gonna go up. I'm gonna start at the low point of the brow bone and then blend it up and out. I like this because it has just a little kick of more color, and Waltz is very gray. I tried painting my house once, and my house was a very warm orange. I didn't pick it. And so obviously I was painting the whole house, and I was trying to pick the colors. And one of the things that I did was I grabbed the traditional gray colors that everybody was trending on, because gray was a very popular color. And I had the hardest time picking my colors because every time I painted the color gray in my house, maybe it was because I was painting it over a warm color, I felt like I was taking the life out of my house. Hi, honey.
Can I have one of those cookie thingies, bread?
Yes.
Yay.
Yeah, shut my door, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Love you.
I love you. All right, so when I was painting the walls, now granted they were very warm, and so painting anything over top was very flat, I felt like. But especially when I put like agreeable gray, and anytime I painted gray on my walls, I felt like Pleasantville was happening. If you've never watched Pleasantville, it's an adorable movie. Reese Witherspoon, Tobey Maguire, they go into a TV show and everything's gray. And that's what I felt like was happening, was I was taking life out of my house with the gray. And so I love Waltz, but it has to be paired with something else for me, because I feel like I'm taking the life off of my face, because it's just such a gray. It is such a gray, and Lullaby is a happy little mauve color. And then of course Mama's pink, so it's great. So I think these are gonna go really well together. I am going to use Mama as a spotlight color as well. All right, we're gonna go in on the short end, the short dome end of the smudge brush, And we're gonna press this on the outside first, really pressing that in. And I want this to show, but I'm gonna let the most of the color be on the outside. You see how it just kind of washes things out? That's why you need that mama and that lullaby with it. It's just really good. And then I'm just gonna, again, build on the outside, and then I'm gonna lightly blend it in and go into that crease, but I'm only gonna push this onto the outer brow bone, like that. All right, grabbing some more. We're gonna put that over here, focusing on the outer corner. And then pressing that in lightly, and outside brow bone. And then I'm just gonna really messily pop this underneath. We're gonna grab some eyeliner, because I'm a sucker for eyeliner. Okay, I got a lip liner and an eyeliner. There we go. Tried and true. Tattoo Studio Maybelline. I have not found another one I like. I've tried them. I've tried the gel ones, and they just don't transfer and glide like I like. I also don't mind if my waterline transfers to my bottom waterline. It's the 90s in me. I like a good underwater line. So yes, this transfers from your upper waterline to your lower. So if that is something that bothers you, you won't like this one. But I also don't like it to transfer here. So I start on my outer corner of my waterline. I press up, I press over, and I stop where my lashes stop. And then on the outside here, I press into my lashes. I recently wore glue on lashes for a little over a week, and some of the lashes over here came off. I love glue on lashes, and I don't know if it's just from getting used to seeing what you look like with full lashes or what, but I have such a hard time taking them off because then I feel like a naked mole rat. All right, so pressing up and into the lashes out here, and then flicking up on the outer corner. And then I'm gonna get, oh, they're playing with the dog. A little skosh on my lower waterline, like a skosh, not much. Okay, I'm gonna take Stila Sail. My lips are so chapped. Okay, we are gonna grab this. I love this felt tip. It's so precise and it's not flippity floppity. All right, I go about a quarter of the way in and I draw it out. I draw my outline and then I draw my inside line up to my lashes. So I'm just gonna come up just above the corner, and I really wanna see where my crease goes and not get into it. Okay, so we're just gonna get this in. I like a good baby wing. I'm a sucker for a baby wing. It's like the little differences that make the difference for me. It's little, it's tiny but mighty. And then I'm gonna come to this inner edge. Remember how I said I don't like to waterline all the way across? So instead I say on the edge of my eye here, and I just extend. It's, again, tiny but mighty, and it extends my lashes line. Does that make sense? So it'll look like my mascara goes all the way over, and I don't eyeline in the middle because it weighs my eyes down because I'm hooded. So I want to leave enough brightness in the middle, and then I can go in and I can add my mascara, and that will give, let's call it full circle. It'll look like this eyeliner goes all the way across by adding that little bit of a line. So again, we go about a quarter of the way in and we draw that outline. Tiny but mighty wing. You really want to see where your hood crease is because that can easily pull the liner down, which will then drag your whole eye down with it. I've tried the bold wings and they either look like I'm drawing on Halloween bat wings and I'm trying to be Dracula, or I don't know, not myself. I can tell you that. All right, pop this on. And now we're gonna add mascara somewhere. That ain't it. There it is. I need to get more primer. Okay, we're gonna put this on and I wiggle at the root and I pull because I really want to give that illusion that my eyeliner is going all the way across. So I look down and then I wiggle, 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 and I pull. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. When I'm doing makeup on people, and I've been doing some makeup the last couple weeks on people and all different ages, and on mature eyes, I find if you focus your mascara more at your root and not so much on your length, because as you get older, they get thinner. And if you get it on your lid, that's okay. Just let it dry. We'll chip it off later. But I've noticed that the mascara gives the illusion of more lashes if you really just build up the root by doing this little wiggle motion. And it gives them a more open eye, and because you don't want to clump up all these eyelashes. Anyway, that's something that I noticed. It's something I learned from a MAC counter. Gosh, I want to say it was like 1999 or something like that. And that's one of the things that they said is when they do mature eyes. Now, granted, I was not mature at that point, but I think I was 17 or something, or 18. I'm not sure. But they said to wiggle at the root to give that fullness. If you have those really great lashes, you can go on top and roll away, and it really coats the lashes. I find I look like I've got tarantula eyes. Some people like that look. It's not for me. It's not for me. And then whatever's left on the brush, I'll do my lower lash line. Okay, I did get a little mascara on my eyelid, so we're gonna grab a spoolie. Are we? Right here. Take the hair off of the spoolie. Gross. And then you just come on here while it's dry, and you could just chip it off without messing up your eyeshadow. Okay, I'm gonna go into Mama now, and I have this gray color, which I think is very pretty. And again, I focused it on the outside. I'm gonna take a little bit of this Mama here with my finger, and I'm just gonna add some lightness as a spotlight in the middle. It's a subtle, tiny but mighty spotlight color. It's matte. A lot of people with mature eyes don't like shimmers. Let that texture play with your shimmers. Get a lower flex shimmer like Foxy, or let me look. We've got Tawanda, we've got Moscow. There's some really beautiful soft shimmers. Peppa, Crush, As You Wish. I'm gonna name off as many as I can. What's this one? Cranberry. There's so many good low flex shimmers, and if you have those mature texture lids, that's built-in fleck, and use it. Okay, let's put my makeup on and let this all come together, and you could see the final look. And it's done. My makeup's on, my eyes look banging. I love the way that Waltz plays with Lullaby. It almost brings out the pinks in Lullaby. It's so pretty. I love this eye look. Waltz is your go-to. We're getting ready to get into fall. Waltz is your gateway into fall. Have